What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, you get
Good.
to see Chris again for once.
What do you mean for
Yes.
once?
The
I
other
don't
Jess,
know.
how you doing?
Last time it was just me and Jesse.
That's right. It's true. Chris, you were off, I'm guessing like on a cruise or something cool. I don't know.
No, he wasn't.
Dang, I wasn't on a cruise. I wish I was on a cruise.
No, you don't. You don't like boats?
I like boats. I don't like
Oh.
submarines. There's a
Oh,
difference.
submarines.
Yeah, he doesn't like U-boats. That's what it is. There's a U and a dash in front of it. He ain't about it.
No.
When was that? Oh, that was when I was on the whole medical thing, right?
Yeah, I think that was when you
Yeah.
were on your small hiatus.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better now. Hair's more teal than usual, and
Yeah.
Hair's more
I need
teal than usual. Yeah, he needs
I
to
need
update it, actually.
Yeah,
It
I
needs to
do
be
actually.
refreshed.
It does. It's usually a much darker blue, sometimes with a little bit of green in it, but it's been 4 months, 3, 4 months since I put
I
anything in
don't
it.
know. It's been like a month since I had my roots fixed on my hair.
yeah, it
This
looks like
is
it just happened yesterday. Holy crap.
Who, my hair?
Yeah, your hair's on point.
I know, I try.
Wow.
I got it done originally in December, so I didn't have bangs the last time you saw me.
That is true. This is new for
It
sure.
is new. It is new.
Yeah.
But now I don't have a five head anymore. Chris is like, ugh. Someone commented that on TikTok once, that I had a big
Really?
forehead. Yeah. People love to make fun of you on TikTok.
Well, if they're making fun of you, that means you must be getting some traction. I mean, that's what I've
Apparently.
been told. Their haters only follow success,
I, I don't even know if they follow us.
which is why no one has hated on my channel yet, my new channel.
But yeah. Well, thanks for reaching back out.
Hell yeah.
Always fun to chat with you.
Likewise. So yeah, they've got a lot of things going on. Like I might want to talk to Jess and Chris and just give them a rundown of all the crap I have going on before it happens and I miss it,
Well, yeah, we don't want to miss anything.
of course. So
So what's
I guess
going on?
yeah, where do I guess that's a good question. I will start from the top. In case you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Jesse with the Failsafe. Uh, the band is called the Failsafe. I also started a cover channel, jessevox.wave, where if you want to hear some 30, 40-second covers of some emo slash hardcore songs that no one cares about anymore, come to my page. And I also do a couple top 40s ones too, or top 40s ones as well. So now that my hot dogging and grandstanding is out of the way, what in the hell has been going on in the world of Failsafe? Well, I'll tell you guys a lot, and it's had my head spinning for like the last like 3 months at least. Um, so I guess I'll just start from the top. We kind of went all in on a package where we've already recorded 6 full covers with in studio videos for those. Um, Either remade in our style or we did our own take on it. Maybe one we kind of did like for like. Also, we're doing an album. At least that's the plan right now. Right now, the plan is an album, but we're also looking at dropping some singles. Maybe it'll still be an album, but we're going to be recording 11 new originals. Plus, we have one unreleased original from the Bayless songs that we did with Andrew Bayless that we started releasing last year. So we have one of those left that we haven't dropped yet, and we're writing 11 more songs. And it's we've kind of came to this realization after the Bayless songs, and to Bayless's credit, he did exactly what he wanted him to do. We're like, we're trying to compete, we're trying to, be up there with the Day Seekers and Bad Omens of the world, and so that's what we got. What I'm noticing is we're kind of sharing the same lane as every other band going that route. So we're, competing. Like if there's a new song by us or a new song by Memphis May Fire, they're going to get the listens. They're going to get the attention. Same with, Dayseeker, Savage Hands, Hands Like Houses, all of the hands, I guess. I don't know. We're basically stuck in the same lane as them. So we've been trying to do some sound design and find our own lane a little bit. Like nothing crazy. Like we're not like off on a side road, like headed toward the shady part of town or something like that. We're just we want to be in an adjacent lane, but more of our own lane, so to speak. So we started revamping our image. We started revamping our sound, which has been taking the longest, is trying to dial it in. And right when we thought we had something perfectly dialed in, Rod Radke drops a new song. Like, oh crap! Okay, we got to do something else. So we started doing something else. Um, yeah, so that's been a journey for us in terms of writing and creating. And like I mentioned, I started the new vocal channel. So I started with 10 songs last month. I have another 10 we're releasing this month, and I'm recording another 10 for next month. I'm trying to do like between 10 or 11 every single month, and just stay active with that. And if you guys do anything with social media, which I know you do, it is just like pulling teeth to get traction, and it's like pulling your hair out to try to maintain your sanity in doing so. Like the data conflicts with itself, so you don't know what's what. So yeah, that's been a wild ride for me trying to figure that out. Otherwise, we're dropping our first new release this year on the 27th of June. So in a few weeks, depending on when this drops, maybe a couple days, maybe it already dropped. And we're doing a cover contribution to the compilation, the Punk Goes Pop style compilation that Ghost Killer's doing. We're going to be on there doing a Panic at the Disco song, the Ballad of Mona Lisa. And if you ever wondered how that song would sound if we did it, you're going to find out very soon.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you did with it.
Yeah, I'm excited to show you guys. And yeah, coupling up with that, we're doing some touring next month. We're doing not one, not two, but 3 shows at Rockfest on Friday night, which is crazy to me. I can't believe they even wanted us to play all 3 sets. I even offered, hey, I know bands, and I've recently tried to hit them up for another band that asked me, hey, can we get on all the slots? They don't want any other bands on there just for that night, which is, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to question. I'm just going to show up and do 3 1-hour sets, basically, at Rockfest on Friday night. And then we're heading back home. The next day, we're doing a hometown show at the Amsterdam Bar in St. Paul, Minnesota. And I'll back up really quick. Thursday, before Rockfest, we're opening for Silent Theory. They're coming to Rockford, that venue that you saw us at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be playing with those guys.
It's going to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be really hot. That place, yeah, it's pretty toasty in the summertime. And the doors are always open, and changeovers like outside, basically. So it's going to be a hot one. Yeah, and then the week after, we're going to be doing Boonie Bash Festival, which it's the first festival that we've headlined. We've never done that before, but we're headlining their rock and metal night, which I'm super excited about. It's up in just on the end of that bridge that goes to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in Gold City. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I mentioned it to my husband, and I was like, we should go up to the UP and go see the Failsafe. And he's like, and I'm like, oh, fine. I really want to go.
Was he saying add to the Failsafe or add to the drive?
The drive. He doesn't want to go all the way that far just for a show.
How far of a drive is that for you, Jess?
I don't remember.
Wait, you're in Green Bay?
No, I'm in Southeast Wisconsin.
Oh, so Green Bay's northeast. So you're southeast. I have to guess that is
It's 5 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 hours. Just knowing the area.
I even suggested to him that we could make it a little weekend. He can try and find some places to go fishing.
And he still sandbagged it?
I know, he's still sandbagging it. I'm still working on him. We'll see.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if he hates the Failsafe completely, then yeah, I understand if he doesn't want to come. But if he likes us a little bit, maybe he should show up. I could probably get a discount ticket or something. I don't know. We have that rolling around. So yeah, then the next night we're just kind of capping off our tour in Escanaba, where we play frequently when we do tours in the area. It's a great town, great venue, great people, and they are just always a great support. So we anytime we have a basically have a chance to play in the area, we always try to get up there and show them some love.
Yeah. Well, you
And
guys
yeah,
just need to play Milwaukee though, or the area by me.
oh my gosh. Oh, well, my rest in peace to Bob from the back bar. He used to own that. He used to play in Janesville quite a bit, and then unfortunately he passed, and so did that venue. But that was the kind of the spot to play. Yeah, Milwaukee's a tough spot to play in. They used to have the rave. I maybe they still do,
Oh, the
but
rave
they
is never
were.
going away.
I think it's like mafia owned or something like that. Last
Oh,
I
it
checked, I
is.
don't know, something like that, something
That's the
crazy.
rumor.
Yeah, which is scary because 10 years ago I opened for Switchfoot there, and by open for them, they give you a stage in the other room that's like 200 feet away, and you play like right before they play or something like that, and no one watches you. But they
Oh
want
yeah,
you to like,
that's something they used to do. They had because the bar is
yeah,
connected to the one stage area. There's
yeah,
like a door in between. They used to do that where they'd have a band playing in the bar area, and then
yeah,
it's like, what?
yeah. And then no one showed up, and they I guess they wanted us to do like they were trying to sell us tickets to sell to other people. We just showed up and played because we're from Minnesota. We didn't at that time. I was in a band that didn't even travel hardly at all. So we just showed up and played, and they just never asked us about the pre-sale that apparently we were supposed to buy these tickets to play that show, and we never did. And so maybe there's some like angry mobster guy that's just waiting for me to come back to Milwaukee so he can break my
Maybe.
thumbs. So yeah, after that, once July is over, we are starting to finally track the originals. So I think we'll be starting the first of the many, and then potentially shooting the videos. And if we can get everything done in that month for at least one of them, we should have another single out, an original single out in the fall here. And we're going to be kind of waterfalling those with the cover uh, official covers that we do, not just like the small ones I do on the extra channel, but the actual covers. So still trying to figure that out, navigate through. It's like I've never been in a position where I have so much content on the way. I have so much content in the chamber, so to speak, and I'm like just trying to figure out what to do with it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, with my, in my day job, I did start a new position there as well, and so I'm trying to do that at the same time as blow this up and trying to blow that up, and it's makes for one busy Jesse. I'm one busy
Yeah.
baby boy.
Yeah, I know. Chris is pretty busy sometimes.
Sometimes it's like between the family. I actually have my like this podcasting personal computer directly next to my work computer. I work from home, and I will just slide my chair over 2 feet and like work on podcast stuff in the middle of a meeting that I'm tuning out. Just yeah, I'm
Oh
I'm
God.
constantly.
Hopefully your boss doesn't listen to this.
Oh, Morgan already knows. I don't
I've
think
been
she,
there before. I've totally been there. Like, okay, there's a meeting, or oh, there was a training I had to do for a certification, and like I've already know this product like the back of my hand, and so I just tested out, but I had to sit through and wait for the timer to go off, and so I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna record some vocals. I'm gonna throw some tracks in the drive here and send it to my boys, and then I just took the test and just aced out, got my certification, so we're good to go.
yeah, that in any like annual training you have to do like sexual harassment, like we know what not to do. Like we've
Well, I
all seen
mean,
an episode or two of The Office. We know not what to not do.
they might be changing the game on that. The sexual harassers might be getting more diabolical and crafty. So you got to keep up with that new secret microaggression that we haven't even heard of yet.
I don't know if maybe if they're deploying some sort of like new like all these different ways that like IT security attacks come in. Maybe if they're doing like sexual harassment connected with that.
I don't
Oh,
know,
there you
Um,
man.
go.
My job made us all watch these videos about sexual harassment and stuff, and they're like, no full frontal hugs. And I'm like, really? You can't just
Those are the
straight on
best
hug
kind of hugs.
someone?
So only the Christian side hug is allowed.
Apparently.
Fair enough. You gotta leave some room for Jesus.
I don't
So
know. That's just weird. It's like I can't hug my good coworker friend. Uh, I
out of
do
work you
anyways.
can, and make sure it's no one sees it.
The real
Speaking of
question
which,
is,
oh yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say, you're talking about no full frontal with your good coworker friend, but if one of you left, would you still be good friends?
Huh, I don't know. Would we?
So why would you want to hug them then?
I don't know.
I'm anti-hugger. I'm sorry. I'm
I am a hugger.
no.
Chris, like, do not touch me. I'm good.
Shit, now when we meet, I have to like have one of those like hula hoops around me with like spindles to keep you away.
Chris, when I see you in person, I'll give you a nice, firm, like fatherly handshake. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All
Still a
right.
little awkward too. I've there's there's a couple people I've like come to accept that they're gonna like attack me anytime I see them. There's this girl I used to work with. We're still good friends, and I was at the zoo with my little guy, and she came up behind me, didn't know she was there, and hugged me. I'm like, the fuck? Like, I didn't know who it was. It took me a second. I'm like, this is Allison. I don't even have to turn around and look at her face.
Oh,
She
there you
hugs a certain
go.
way, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure I
had
give everyone hugs for the most part.
speaking of unexpected hug. I was at on the last tour. I was in Utah, and I was just kind of eating, talking with the guys, just kind of like, okay, no one's here yet, and I just felt this hug come from behind me. I was like, what the hell is going on? Apparently, shout out to Ashley from Utah. That was her. And she went to the show. Super nice chick, super supportive. But yeah, I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like completely like, oh my god. And also speaking of that, and speaking of the last thing we talked about, for some reason, I was on this kick where I was kept watching these like work safety training videos on tour, like the old ones from like the 70s and 80s that would like show like people getting impaled, or like they're cutting their leg off, or like blood's flying out of their eyes. Like that was gnarly. I was like, wow.
Yeah, we at my place where there like we do have a local office, or not a local office to me, but the headquarters is in Maryland, and they were like, "Oh, we really want to have safety officers trained, and how are we going to do safety training?" And I was like, you don't have to like do fake training with like, "Oh my God, they're having a heart attack." I said, you could pretend like the CEO accidentally impaled his thumb webbing with a pen. Like, "Oh my God, somebody call an ambulance. What do we do?" Like, my manager thought that was hilarious. She's like, we may have to use that example. Uh,
Like, no harvesting their organs or whatever they did in that one show. Yeah, what was that
oh.
from The Office? That's right.
Yeah, where he's like, you only have minutes to harvest. He just slices the dummy open.
That was the most like that was that was the first time I ever saw The Office. Was just that scene the night it aired, and I'm glad because like that set the tone. I was like, okay, cool. Like,
Set the tone. I'm not gonna lie, I've really never watched much of The
You
Office.
you should definitely watch that one. I
yeah.
believe that happens in Stress Relief Part Two. Dwight also cuts the face off of one of the dummies and puts it on.
It
Um,
just out of nowhere.
yeah.
I think I remember seeing like bits and pieces of like the Jello Wars or something like that.
Oh
Or they
yeah.
don't they like stick stuff in Jello like a stapler or something?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
episode one.
Oh, well
Yeah,
then I've seen like the first episode probably.
All right. Well, there you go.
I should just go back and just try to start watching it. My humor has changed over the years. Maybe I'll like it better.
maybe. But it's
Maybe.
it
I mean, yeah. It kind of that the humor. It doesn't like get old. It's like one of those timeless ones. Like I can watch that. I can watch It's Always Sunny. I can watch The Simpsons and Seinfeld, and I'm still like, yeah, this is all still great.
same. Um,
And The
but
League too.
but yeah, it sounds like you've been pretty damn busy.
Most definitely, most definitely, and the work is just beginning. It's
Hopefully it's
like,
all worth it.
yeah, I'm hoping it's all worth it too, because like I am blood, sweat, and tears, and lots of money involved. So
Well, that last tour probably put you guys back a little. That one big
not as
tour.
not as bad as it could have. It would have. We would have probably honestly have
You
like
guys sold a
we had
lot
a
of merch though, didn't you?
we sold a shit ton of merch, which is great, but we could have probably sold more if anytime, like basically anytime there was an opportunity to put us next to a bathroom urinal someplace away from everybody. That's where they try to put us. And so we really had to fight to get merch sales. But the nights where we actually had a good merch situation, or they would just put us with everybody else, we did super well. So that was probably one of the things I wish I could have changed about that last tour is if they would have just put us in better spots, um, especially at Go Go in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We were like up back behind all these stacked tables and chairs, and then there was this really nice guy, but he was like he had to be like 600 pounds, and he was just massive, and it wasn't moving. Didn't realize he was in the way, and nobody could get past him. So
Dang.
that night was probably our worst night of merch. But there was another night too where actually they put us away from everybody else, which was normal on that tour, but they actually put us in a better spot next to the bar. And so we actually did better than most of the other bands, as far as I know, in terms of traffic, because to get to them, you had to leave the concert area, go into the lobby, and then you'd see them. Us, we were like right at the door next to the bar in the concert area, still fully lit up. And I'm like, t-shirts, get your t-shirts here. And everyone's like, yes, I want that t-shirt.
See, now if you came and played Syracuse, all of our venues is just one wide open room. I don't think we have any where it's like, I'm trying to think. I don't think we have any where it's like in a completely separate area. No, they're just wide open rooms.
I kind of prefer that because then you can't escape the music.
It's true.
That's very true.
You will like this band.
That that one show I went to in Rochester for Silverstein a couple weeks ago, they have like a second bar in a separate room, and that's where they stuck all the merch. And it was kind of a crappy situation.
Yeah, I like it better when you're at a venue and the merch is accessible while you can still listen because maybe you still want to listen to one of the bands, but you want to go buy something and you don't want to miss it. But at least you can still kind of see the other band or hear the other band if it's in the same room.
Yeah. What do you think about whiskeys where we're kind of it's kind of the same room, but there's like a corridor basically?
Yeah, that little corridor is horrible for merch. And it's hotter back there.
Yeah, it's like you want to just roast back here, like with us in the merch.
But I mean, there
Just
really isn't anywhere else for them to put merch.
we've actually when we've done merch there before, we actually hijacked the booths that are to the right of the stage
Oh,
up
okay.
behind that, but they don't like you doing that. So
Oh, see?
unfortunately,
They don't
yeah.
want you to do it. It's probably a fire hazard because there's an emergency exit there.
Yeah, that I didn't even think about that. I thought people would want to sit down there, but yeah, that's probably makes even more sense. Look at you using your brain. Now I'm here,
Well, I'm a
eating
girl.
crap.
I think like the logical stuff.
Gosh, we
But
should have you
But
with for all of our tour logistics then, because most of that stuff just wasn't logical.
I'm surprised Heather didn't like get all like wife on the venues and be like, no, they are not setting up here. They're setting up here.
Oh, she went to bat for us with Whiskey a Go Go. That was the one place that was demanding a merch cut.
Wow.
Every place else like, yeah, we normally do it, but don't worry about it. We understand that you're the opener, and this isn't your tour, and your agreements with them, not us. So it's all good. But they demanded it, and she went to the office and complained, and then they said, okay, we won't do a 20%. We'll just do a 15%, and we ended up having a lot of online merch sales that day. Fortunately, we only made $6 at the door, though. I don't know.
Oops.
But hey, it was a good day for online sales, so it is what it is.
Hey, made up for it, right?
Plus the instant delivery, of course. I'm
Instant
trying to say I
delivery.
cheated the system. I'm
Yes, I
sorry.
get it. I get it. We get it.
I hope no one from Whiskies is watching this. If you are, I'm sorry. It is what it is. We had to eat, and you charged us $60 for parking.
Right?
dang.
You were playing and then they charged you $60 to park?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
that
They're
was
supposed
that
to
was
they're supposed to cone off the road so you can park there for free in
that
front of
was
the
marked
venue.
down from $75 too.
Oh, wow. Mm.
The other guys just like with our because they had a trailer and like a major tour bus or a big RV. It was actually cheaper for them to get a parking ticket on the street,
Yeah.
and so they did that. And like then there was like some tattoo guy who they were blocking his business, and he was mad. He was coming out there with a knife and like threatening them, and they had to calm down that situation. I'm glad I wasn't involved there, but yeah, yeah. I don't know. Did we really talk about a lot of the tour shenanigans that happened? I'm trying to remember the last time I was on this podcast.
Yeah, what did we talk about? I don't think so. I don't think we've talked since that tour. Like, I think we
Oh
talked
wow.
before you went on that tour.
Okay. It was a really good tour for us in terms of just we've never played the West Coast. We started in Oklahoma. We went through the desert. We experienced 105-degree temperatures, and then we saw like a week later we were in the mountains. There was snow. It was like going through like a video game where there's like the ice level, and then there's like the desert level, and then there's like the I guess nice land level, and it was crazy. All the different climates on the West Coast, which I just never really took in consideration. But yeah, it was pretty good. There was a couple dead shows. There's a couple really super packed shows. Everybody else they did pretty well for the most part. A lot of cool venues we played at. Trying to think of one of my favorites was probably Wyoming. Actually, we played Lincoln, Wyoming, or at the Lincoln in Wyoming. Trying to remember the town in Wyoming we played in now. Jeez, but I thought I was having a terrible night. I was starting to get a little sick, and I just was just toughing it through that night. And then that was like the night we did the best, and everyone really got into it or anything like that. Um, yeah, we played Portland. Gosh, man, it's all like just rolling together. Like San Diego, Hollywood, I mentioned, Bakersfield, Vegas. Vegas was really cool. I got to meet a guy who he has a podcast in Vegas, and it's supposed to be like the number one podcast in Vegas. And he wrote a book that I followed that I really really liked, and I like just followed this guy, and I was so excited. And I found out he's a fan of the Failsafe, and he was going to come take us out to lunch, and he had his band. He was going to introduce us to his band, and I was like, wow, this guy that I've been following for like over a decade is going to come pick me up for lunch. This is crazy. And he picked up the band, and I said, dude, forgive me. I might start fanboying a little bit. He's like, no, I might start fanboying to you guys. I was like, what? It was ironically, I was more starstruck meeting him than I was like anybody else on the tour, which is kind of funny.
Well, you've been
Because I
following him. You kind of like gained like a little bit of a friendship through the internet.
Yeah, well, he doesn't realize it, but like, yeah, and like we knew some of the same people and everything like that, and we just never met each other. And but yeah, it was a really cool book that he wrote that helped me get through a really tough time in my life, and I just kind of followed his podcast and everything since then. It was really cool meeting him and his band Jinx. Shout out to them. Um, but yeah, the tour was really cool experience. A lot of long trips,
Hmm.
really long trips, like 8 or 9 hours sometimes, because everyone else they have RVs or tour buses. They'll sleep and they have a driver. We don't, so we're stopping at a hotel, and I'm still working during the day too, and so is Kaio and Chad. So we're all kind of doing our thing while we're working. Actually, I had finish a proposal and send it out the door. I had to use the Drowning Pool green room at the show in Roswell, New Mexico, because they had Wi-Fi and no one else did. So shout out to Drowning Pool for letting me get my work done and get that proposal out the door because I never took PTO.
Yeah. And I
I'm
remember
just
you saying you weren't taking any PTO.
yeah, and I don't work for that company anymore, but nobody ever knew I went on tour. No clue.
Well, you made it work and nobody figured it out. So you did it perfectly, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Yeah, tour was it was definitely a good experience. It was a hardening experience for people who haven't done it much.
Yeah.
Like Devin, he went in there, he learned a lot of harsh lessons on how the music business works. He definitely got a taste of the biz, and um, even to an extent, we got a taste of the biz, just kind of understanding how things work better. Even though we've toured and we've learned a lot of stuff, and yeah, from that tour, Killer's Confession was one of the bands we went with. We really, we toured with those guys before. Shout out to Waylon and Julie, and also, there are other members at the time, which Keegan, the drummer, and James, which was the guitar player. Shout out to those guys as well. They were really supportive of us. They were really, really nice, and they actually, as a band, they were like, "Hey, we got to help out the Failsafe. Like they're working their asses off out here, and they're getting the shaft every opportunity it comes." And so there was a producer that they gave credit for like revamping their sound a bit and helping them get signed. They set us up with that same producer, and now that's who we're working with.
Well, well, see, it helps to know people, right? It's all
Yeah,
about who
yeah,
you know and who they know.
yeah, absolutely. There's also Above Snakes is another band that toured with us. Super nice guys. If you ever great live show, solid music. They're on Octane and doing their thing. Um, every night though, their singer would come out there and he'd go, "We're Above Snakes for Boston fucking Mass," and that lives rent free in my head constantly. Anytime I see anything with Massachusetts, I think of Johnny Skulls saying that. And yes, he is named Mr. Skulls. I don't know if that was his, you know, Christian name or his baptized Christian name or his, whatever, but that's his name, Johnny Skulls. So I call him Mr. Skulls or Mr. S for short.
Any
Yeah,
uh
and
any snake encounters lately?
oh my God. Okay. Literally yesterday, I go to the beach every morning with my dogs. Just hopped off the golf cart, brought them to the beach, and we're going up the boardwalk. As we're going up the boardwalk, I see like half of a pretty long, massive looking snake. And by the looks of it, it's a corn snake, which they're non-venomous, but they have no business hanging out at the beach. I'm like, I've never seen one of these at the beach. For dumb as it sounds, like I really know my snakes now, especially in the area. Like I can look at a snake. Like I'm on these stupid Facebook groups where they're, "Hey, what snake is this?" I look at them like, "Oh, that's a plain-bellied water snake. Oh, that's a red-bellied water snake. Okay, that's a cottonmouth. That's a copperhead. That's a canebrake timber rattler. That's an eastern diamondback. That's a piney rattler snake. That's a black racer. That's a rat snake." I know all these snakes now, and I'm like, "Oh, I saw it in person. I looked down. I'm like, oh, that is a corn snake, unmistakably." And I even like Googled like, do corn snakes go to the beach? And like, not really. No, it's so that thing wasn't over there on purpose. And I checked for it today, and I was looking like, oh, it's gone, and it was gone. So yes, that was my snake encounter.
What, you didn't
None at
pick it
my house.
up?
No, no. I have my dogs. I was like, back. Everyone just get back and like instead of going to the access point, I walked the block around and went to that access point.
Of
And
course you
then
did.
I didn't want to cross the boardwalk, so I went back around to back to the golf cart afterward.
That's it,
Yeah,
Chris. I just got a great idea. We should have him back on and like hold up flashcards of snakes and test his knowledge.
bet.
I
Yeah, anything in the southeast, I'm good. Like I can kill it. So
I love the Google search of do snakes go to the beach? Like they're on holiday.
well, they're like rattlesnakes. They're on the beach. Cottonmouths. They can get there. They don't like they're more freshwater, but every once in a while, like there's islands around, so like rattlesnakes like to go from one to the other, and they like to, sometimes they like to clean their coat or whatever. Gators sometimes do that as well. But this particular snake is a corn snake. They call it corn snake for a reason. It's usually like in a cornfield someplace. It almost looked like somebody had a pet corn snake that said, "Nope, see you later."
They might have.
But maybe it looked like it was in the water at one point because it was like super like the coat was like super sheen, which means it was in the salt water, rolled through the sand a bit, and got all dusted off. And
Hmm.
so yeah, I learned all this stupid crap about snakes too. So yeah, like that was a very very clean. corn snake. So I could have been a pet, but I'm guessing it just came from the woods someplace near. I don't even know where it came from. It was bizarre, and yeah, I wish I would have gotten a picture, but I was too scared. I had to just get away with my dogs.
Yeah, I
So yeah,
bet.
that's my
It's
snake
kind of
cake.
funny. I guess though, if you are scared of something, you kind of want to do your research on it.
Oh yeah, except for planes. I'm afraid of planes, and I don't do my research on them. And I have like these panic situations where like on every plane, and I know it's bad when like the stewardess will come up to me like, "Sir, are you okay? Do you need a water or something?" Or like somebody behind me like, "I can teach you some breathing habits to calm down." I'm like, "Oh God, I'm doing it again." And I explained to him, I'm like, look, guys, I know I'm fine. My body doesn't understand that. My brain does, but my body's winning the popular vote, and it's grabbing onto everything and white knuckle tripping this thing.
So, two things. First of all, I'm right there with you with planes. At least you can get on one. I won't even go that far. And second of all, I thought you said plants at first, and I'm like, you're not going to Google plants? Like, hold on a second.
No, no. Luckily, I'm not afraid of plants because my wife it has a green thumb, and our whole upstairs living room kitchen, there's vines flying everywhere, crazy uh, monsteras and birds of paradise and snake plants, which that's not a very cool plant to me.
I have
But yeah, they're
I have lots
everywhere.
of plants too.
Yeah, it's
Whether or
I
not
don't
they
know what.
live, I don't know yet.
See, I was just like, hey, get fake plants. You don't have to water them; they'll live forever. But apparently, that's
Hey,
not what
but the
you do.
real plants help filter the air in the in your, house.
But they also can attract bugs.
It's true. We do
Just
have like a stupid fungus gnat problem.
yeah,
Oops.
spray them with the neem oil or whatever it's called
Yeah.
to kill all the bugs. Yeah, but yeah, Chris, I wish I could get away in life without jumping on a plane. But unfortunately, like with my work, with the band, like that's the one thing that keeps me going on planes is my wife gave out to me one time. She goes, "You're gonna get added to a no-fly list if you keep freaking out." Because like I landed on a connecting flight and I was so freaked out that I couldn't get up. I was paralyzed, and so they had to like come talk to me to get me up. I'm like, I know, I just can't move right now. I'm sorry. I wish I could. My body just said no. It's not going anywhere,
Yeah,
and it was weird. I was like paralyzed.
the last time I flew, it was a very long time ago. It was 2014, and it was for work, and I was helping to train a new department get up and running. And I got, well, first of all, when I got to the airport, I took a Xanax. That wasn't working enough. So I had a couple drinks at the airport bar. And it affects you differently when you're at altitude. So the next
Oh
thing I
yeah,
knew, I was landing in Tampa. So between Wilmington, North Carolina, our connection in Charlotte, and then Tampa, I don't remember what happened.
Anything.
I'm gonna
you
say that
got
my coworkers got me there. Um,
nice.
going back to plants for a second. Let's talk about a form of potatoes for a second. So Jess and I discovered this hot button thing apparently. I don't know what 3 4 months ago.
Probably.
Um, where we like to ask people, what do you like to dip your French fries in?
Oh, are you asking me right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I can say 100% barbecue sauce.
Ah, he's my barbecue. This is why we like each other and we're friends.
There we go. Us Jesse got to stick together.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm a Jess and
barbecue
he's a
sauce.
Jesse. We're close enough, right?
Yeah, and the origin behind that was um, ketchup and mustard. Like at the school lunch was out every single day. No matter what, you always had ketchup and mustard. But when they brought like the chicken nuggets out or something, a chicken nugget adjacent, they would throw the barbecue sauce out there too. So it was like this luxury. So you're like, oh, I got to get some of this too. I'm dipping everything that's on my plate in that, which include the French fries. And so ever since then, if I'm ever one of my macro meals, which is it's funny to say that because it's not the most healthy meal, but like, I know the calories, the fat, and the protein in it. And so if I'm on the road and I'm in a pinch, I can go get a number one with water at Arby's, and I like, yeah, you need anything else? Yeah, give me a side of barbecue sauce with the curly fries. Bam, money done.
Oh yeah, curly fries and barbecue sauce. I
Hell yeah.
love sweet potato fries and barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, that's also solid. So outside of ketchup and maybe mustard, where are people dipping their French fries in?
We've gotten
Mayo.
mayo. Um, we've gotten tartar sauce. Um, buffalo sauce.
Has anyone said spicy sriracha or something?
Well,
That's
for your
me.
I think someone said
The
sriracha.
the sweet and spicy sriracha, like from Chick-fil-A, the waffle fries, dip that in the sweet and spicy sriracha. That's what's up.
oh yeah, there's the Chick-fil-A. I will say this, they got the waffle fries there. If I do have that, I do take that Chick-fil-A sauce and dip in there. I do that
My
over the
favorite sauce
barbecue.
at Chick-fil-A is the honey mustard.
I haven't even had it anymore. I just had their hot sauce that comes in a little package, and I've had their Chick-fil-A sauce.
Chick-fil-A.
That's it.
The um the sweet and spicy sriracha is really good.
Really?
Yeah, I think those are the only two I've no, I've had their what was that, Polynesian, their version of sweet and sour. Eh. Um,
Someone did say ketchup and mustard mixed together, but they won't get the pre-mixed stuff. It has to be mixed separately.
Oh, so you can get the
Not
ratio down.
mustard, ketchup and mayo. Why did I say mustard?
I don't know.
Oh, I mean, even so, I can see that. So you don't want to get it mixed together. You want to mix yourself so you can kind of allocate how much ketchup to
Yeah. Well,
mayo
I asked them, I'm
ratio.
like, well, how come we don't just get the mayo chup? Because they make like a brand, like Kraft makes it or something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pre-mixed, and he's like, no, it's not the same.
Yo,
He
if I
knows.
if I randomly drop it is suddenly storming like a bee outside,
Uh-oh. You're storming.
like
Uh-oh.
super windy thunder.
You'll be all right, right?
Yeah.
I guess we'll
That,
find
that,
out if my video randomly drops. You know the answer to that.
Well, we are going to ask Jesse that final question
Oh yeah, that's
because I don't
yours.
think we've ever asked him this question.
No, this
Because we
this
started
one is
oh,
asking this like forever ago. Like after, I don't even think,
six
no, I don't think the last
six-ish
time me
months.
and Jesse talked, I asked him that. I think I
No,
meant to, but I forgot to.
oh, well, what is this question?
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, geez, that's a good one. Um, I that's changed over time. Back in the day, I was between the Utah Raptor and the Velociraptor. Um, Now I'm kind of thinking about Mikel Mbembe, which is allegedly a sauropod that's still out there in the Congo. Like there's still sauropods out there, and so I like that one because it's the only one that's potentially still alive, maybe. Or I guess also the pterodactyls rumored to be alive still, like in New Zealand and in South America. And yeah, actually, yeah. If I think about it, I think the pterodactyl because there's evidence that it might still be alive, and there's like stories of these tribes like, yeah, we have to bury our dead so far down because at night these things will come and they describe what they describe are exactly like pterodactyls. And there's been pterodactyl sightings in New Zealand. So yeah, I think there's a chance that the pterodactyl is alive and well.
Hmm. That might be
But yeah,
something we
between
have
the
to ask one of
sauropod
our
and
guests coming
pterodactyl,
on, Chris.
oh yeah,
you have a
we booked a paleontologist to
oh
come on.
he's gonna just shit on everything I just said. There, he's like, that none of that's true. But I mean, Congo is like one of those areas that's remained mostly unchanged in comparison to the rest of the world. You know, between the ice ages and everything like that that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And if you're a flying pterodactyl, you could fly to places that were, have more food and had, better weather and things like that. So, I mean, both of the jury's still out, especially if people are seeing them. People who have never seen dinosaurs before are going, hey, drawing, this is what it looks like, and oh, a pterodactyl, or pointing at a picture of, no, that's an elephant, that's a rhino. Oh, that's Mikhail Mbembe. Yeah, that's it. And it's a dinosaur. So like these people who don't know what dinosaurs are like, yeah, that's what that is. So that's always struck a curiosity. And one more note on that too. There was a dinosaur, I don't remember what it was called, but it was in Australia. It was that, or in that area, that had opposable thumbs, and it would dig and go underground, dig in caves. And there's a theory that that particular dinosaur, when Ice Age came and food was scarce, it dug to the center, close to the center of the Earth where it was more warm, and evolved from there with its opposable thumbs. Learned how to use tools, learned how to, almost, how we evolve potentially. They evolve potentially, and they evolve parallel inside the Earth basically. And so there's like these reptilian overlords now, apparently. So
Apparently.
have fun with that.
Uh-oh. Reptilian overlords.
I have tons of conspiracy theories and all this crazy stuff. I could go on all day.
I can tell.
Muttaburrasaurus? I think that's how it's pronounced. Muttaburrasaurus. Muttaburra Saurus.
That's the
That's
one with the thumbs?
I think so. That sounds
Okay.
Australian as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like something they would name.
You believe in Bigfoot too, don't you?
Why'd you have to say that like that, though? I'm going to say this. There is more evidence that it exists than it doesn't, in my opinion.
I mean, yes and no.
It's on the endangered species list in New York. Hi, Chris. It's, the sightings and where it's at, mixed with the vegetation in the area, mixed with the food it would more than likely eat. Everything makes sense for it to live in the Pacific Northwest. We have thousands of miles within North America of places that we can't even go as humans, that this thing could probably just be chilling. People say, oh, well, we never seen a dead one. Well, they tend to, maybe they bury their dead. Maybe they don't leave their dead out in the open. And also, being from Wisconsin and probably knowing a thing or two about deer and all that crazy stuff, you know how fast bodies decompose in the woods? Super fast. So there might be one, and might be gone before anyone even sees it.
Maybe.
Yeah. I believe in a lot of that nonsense. Or I don't like. I mean, there's a lot of different wild, wacky theories about it. And my biggest wild, wacky theory right now, which is just messed me up, is that there is evidence that there might have been a reset of humans in like the early 1800s, and we're kind of inheriting what was left behind, and we're destroying it to cover up the evidence. Maybe some of the technology that we have now we already had, but now evidence is gone, and they're slowly selling it back to us. Going off of like Tesla was discovering, potentially free energy from the ether, and they ruined him. They destroyed all of his stuff, and now they sell us energy.
Yeah.
But there's like these buildings, and you can look at this. This is, sorry, I know this is a music podcast, but I gotta tell you, this is
It's
crazy.
a Music and More podcast now.
Okay. So I just went through touring in Boston, and I came in there knowing this theme. So there's these buildings that look super, super old world that don't look like anything else. And they say they usually have a story of they finished them in like a year or 2 years or some ridiculously short amount of time with no electricity, no power tools. They're usually not the first building that was there, because they replaced the first building because the first building was burned in a fire or was destroyed randomly. So it's not the first building. This is actually the second building. They always say it's founded. They don't say they made it. They say we founded it, because they freaking found it. And there's always this shady, like, if you look into like, okay, who's the architect? It's some guy who's like had little to no experience, or is been responsible for being the architect of all these other buildings at the same time, which how can you be doing all this stuff at once? Or like, oh, I won a contest and so now my design won when you've never made a building before. There's all these weird scenarios like that all over the place. And so like I was going through Boston and I was like, this building looks exceptionally old world. I don't believe it's from us. And I looked at the story of the building, and sure enough, yeah, we made this building in 2 years in like 1830, but this wasn't the first building because the original church was here, but that burned in a fire. And I'm like, wow, that's exactly what I knew they were going to say before I even read this. And then I went to another building and almost the same exact thing. And there's also this weird thing about like Frederick was the builder, and then Frederick was the architect, and then his wife was named Mary, and the church was named Mary, and it's like AI is giving you this bullshit story essentially. It's crazy. And there's a theory of like a mud flood that caused it, like which is why all these buildings look like they're further underground than they actually are with the weird windows and things like that. They're half underground. There's tunnels connecting buildings, especially in Chicago. There's been rumors and proof of, these government buildings and like churches and everything all connected. And there's a theory that these like old world churches were actually like healing centers, and you would heal yourself off of vibrations from these organs. Which is interesting because like all these old buildings that they made in an impossible amount of time all have wood pews. I think we brought the pews in there. I don't think those were meant to be pews. I think these are buildings you're meant to walk through, get healed, and get out. Also, buildings with catacombs that also resonated frequencies, the skeletons in there and whatnot. And so yeah, there's like a whole wild world of that. I can't tell you exactly what happened because people think, oh yeah, like there was, aliens did it, or there was this civilization that was advanced that we buried, and once they got hit with like a disaster, we just capitalized and killed them off, and then like took all their stuff and erased them from history. But it's very. I can tell you that these buildings probably aren't what people or history is telling you they are. And there is like the stories just don't add up. They don't make sense. That's all I know. So that's my high horse.
I got three things to add fuel to your fire.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever watched on YouTube Josh the Intern?
No.
Josh the Intern goes on hikes and looks for old ruins in random places he finds on Google Earth. So he'll just go onto Google Earth and he'll look for like a ruin, and he'll be like, I'm gonna hike to that thing. And some of the stuff he finds is wild. It brought up memories when you were talking about the underground tunnels of the cities, because he's done a couple of those.
Josh the Intern?
Josh the Intern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, the town I grew up in, they were knocking down like these buildings and stuff, and they found tunnels underneath that people didn't even know about where it existed.
Yeah.
Always.
And then I'm sorry. The architects, I'm sorry, not the archaeologists, they came out and did damage control. They're like, yeah, we totally knew that was there the whole time.
Yeah, they were all like, "Oh, those were just prohibition tunnels."
And
then
Chris,
you were saying?
yeah, the second of the three things. Have you recently heard that they've done like 3D sonar underneath the pyramids?
Yes.
And they found
horrible.
those pillars supposedly holding up the pyramids from underneath, going something like 60 meters or 100 meters deep or something crazy.
Yeah, with their technology, and they're like, yeah, this is sound technology. And then the guy who's like in charge of the pyramids went on Joe Rogan and was like, no, that doesn't work. I'm like, no, it does work. They proved it works. You're saying no, it didn't happen, but they have the data, and so that's really weird.
And my last piece that I like to think of, as you know, all things manufactured, man-made, decompose and they biodegrade eventually. Doesn't it make you wonder if there was ever another advanced civilization, whether it was the dinosaurs or some other species that was advanced, but everything biodegraded and we just don't know about it?
Oh yeah, I believe that wholeheartedly. Like even sometimes like looking at certain mountains, I'm like, that looks like a building that melted sometimes, or something like that. But yeah, or like there's just these what's left of these ancient places that were able to line their buildings with the solar system and all this crazy stuff like that. And yeah, I think about that quite often actually. I'm a big Graham Hancock fan.
Oh, how this episode has turned, Chris.
I'm sorry. You guys
It's
should have
okay.
known you're
I,
yourselves up.
I won't connect my further research into as Jess knows. I'm super big into all the ancient Greek stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I've been doing a bunch of research on that. I'm actually learning Greek on top of that. But like, yeah, I'm fascinated with everything that they were able to accomplish through their philosophy, and how much has actually been lost. Um, because you generally think of the philosophers and like mythology, but there was so much more that ended up getting lost to it. So I'm still
Well,
deep in my research of that.
we'll end this conversation here, probably,
Fine.
or we could be talking forever.
That's true. That's true. We have to go to bed sometime.
We can always talk a little more after we cut recording, so
Or we can schedule another episode where we talk
about conspiracy theories.
about conspiracies.
I'll talk all day. Let's do that. I like that idea. But yeah, I guess if I can just take a moment to do a quick plug, we are the failsafe.com. That's all of our links. So bring it to all of our social medias. Our flagship social media channels are Instagram. Give us a follow there. We desperately need follows on TikTok because I believe we're shadow banned and I don't know why. So trying to figure that out. Probably our Twisted Tea video we did a long time ago. They didn't appreciate that. So maybe it's that one. Jesse_Vox.wave. That's my cover channel, or the Failsafe secondary channel, which is featuring our stripped down covers. Check us out at Rockfest. Check us out at Boonie Bash Fest, and check us out anywhere between. Check out our calendars, and that's about it. And winner is you.
The winner is you.
Yeah, it's my thing I like to say. One of my many things.
One of your many things. Wow.
Yeah,
Thanks for reaching out and coming on. It's been fun chatting.
absolutely.